This is an endemic orchid that grows as an epiphyte among mosses. Its small, braided leaves are a structural adaptation, allowing it to capture moisture directly from the clouds. In this high-altitude zone, it survives on the nutrients provided by horizontal precipitation and the volcanic substrate. This species is distinct from other cobra lilies due to its rhizomatous growth rather than a typical corm. The spathe features dark purple and white longitudinal stripes, a visual lure for specific insect pollinators. Endemic to the montane forests of Sumatra, it occupies the shaded, moist understory of the volcanic slopes. This epiphytic orchid is characterized by its rounded, globose pseudobulbs which store water between rain events. It produces a dense, arching inflorescence of small, cream-colored flowers. According to Kew's botanical records, it is a specialized inhabitant of the high-elevation moss forests found along the Barisan Range. This is a terrestrial orchid known for its specific leaf morphology, which features a distinctive reticulated pattern of silver or light green veins. It grows in the deep leaf litter of the montane forest floor. According to the New York Botanical Gardens records, this species is a fleshy herb that thrives in the high humidity, shaded understory of Sumatra and Java's volcanic ranges. Originally described by J. Smith, this orchid is a specialist of the high-altitude volcanic peaks in West Sumatra. It grows as an epiphyte, producing slender, arching racemes of small, flowers. Its morphology is adapted to the extreme humidity and lower temperatures of the Barisan Range, where it often anchors to the moss-covered branches of stunted cloud forest trees. Nepenthes pectinata is a carnivorous pitcher plant and is endemic to the mountains of Sumatra and is frequently found on volcanic peaks. It produces ovoid lower pitchers and more cylindrical upper pitchers, which it uses to trap insects in nutrient-poor environments. According to records from the Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew, its name refers to the comb-like structure of the teeth on its inner peristem. Here, it grows among the scrub and mosses, utilizing the high rainfall and volcanic substrate of the Barisan Range. At 2100 meters, we found Oleandra neriiformis. This fern is characterized by its stiff, upright rhizomes and narrow, willow-like fronds. It is a specialist of tropical montane forests, typically growing as a lithophyte on volcanic rock or as an epiphyte in high-moisture environments. According to the Missouri Botanical Garden, it thrives in these hyperhumid zones where it can anchor into the saturated bryophyte layers common on undisturbed volcanic ridges. Described by botanist J. Smith in 1920, this epiphytic orchid is strictly endemic to the mountain forests of West Sumatra. It grows as a sympodial epiphyte, anchoring itself to the moss-covered trunks and branches of stunted trees along the volcanic ridges. The species is structurally defined by its prominent pseudobulbs, which function as critical water and carbohydrate storage organs. This anatomy allows the plant to tolerate periodic dry spells and fluctuations in humidity when cloud cover shifts away from the upper mountain slopes. The inflorescence arises from the base of these pseudobulbs, producing sequential blossoms. Its leaves are lanceolate and tough, a modification that reduces water loss caused by the high winds and intense solar radiation at this altitude. Living within the upper montane cloud forest zone, this species relies entirely on horizontal precipitation, extracting moisture and dissolved minerals directly from passing fog and volcanic mist. This specialized ecology limits its distribution exclusively to the undisturbed, wet tropical highlands of the Barisan Range. This creeping epiphyte features distinct, angled pseudobulbs and single, leathery leaves. According to the Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew, it produces a short inflorescence bearing small, fleshy flowers. It grows exclusively in the high-humidity montane forests of Sumatra and Java, anchoring tightly to mossy branches. This large epiphyte is distinct due to its coarse, light brown hairs that densely cover the stems and leaves. According to the Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew, these specialized hairs function as a mechanical defense mechanism, reducing the attachment and feeding capability of herbivorous pests on volcanic ridges. First described by Carl Bloom in 1825, this sympodial epiphyte is built for the physical stressor of upper montane environments. It features oblong, flattened pseudobulbs that support tough, strap-shaped leaves measuring up to 30 centimeters long. Unlike many delicate cloud forest orchids, this species is structurally heavy, which allows it to withstand the high winds of the volcanic ridges. The inflorescence is an arching, bottlebrush-like raceme densely packed with small, non-reserenate flowers that face outward. Under magnification, the outer surfaces of the sepals are covered in microscopic, rust-colored hairs. According to records from the Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew, this specialized hair covering, known as an indumentum, helps reduce moisture loss from the floral tissue when exposed to shifting montane wind currents and intense high-altitude solar radiation. First published by J. J. Smith in 1928, this pseudobulbous epiphyte is native exclusively to the wet tropical biomes of Sumatra. As its specific epithet suggests, it is structurally characterized by notably short, compact pseudobulbs. This compact anatomy minimizes surface area exposure, allowing the plant to retain water reserves and survive the sharp fluctuations in humidity and wind velocity that define these high-altitude volcanic ridges. This member of the Gesneriaceae family is a climbing perennial vine that establishes itself in semi-montane cloud forests. Unlike strictly aerial epiphytes, it utilizes numerous short, internodal roots along its stem to grip the damp bark of host trees as it grows upward. It features strongly anisophyllous leaves, meaning the leaves grow in pairs of highly unequal sizes, and produces clusters of vibrant, curved red flowers adapted for bird pollination. First published by the botanist J. J. Smith in 1922, this epiphytic orchid is strictly endemic to the tropical mountain biomes of Sumatra. This is the first time images have been captured of this species. Structurally, the plant is a sympodial epiphyte featuring a series of small, tightly clustered pseudobulbs that terminate in narrow, lanceolate leaves. This compact layout reduces the total surface area exposed to wind currents, minimizing transpirational water loss. The species establishes itself directly within the dense, saturated moss blankets that cover the lower branches of stunted trees along the volcanic ridges. Lacking access to ground soil, its specialized root system acts as a sponge, extracting water and dissolved particulate nutrients directly from the heavy fog and volcanic mist that pass over the upper montane cloud forest zone. This geophyte, published by Bloom in 1836, features a purplish-green spathe and a thread-like spadix appendix measuring up to 24 centimeters. Growing in the shaded volcanic understory, it relies on continuous humidity and does not undergo a seasonal dormancy period. First described by Carl Ludwig Bloom in 1826, this sun shrub is a specialized resident of tropical montane cloud forests. It features strong, arching stems with narrow leaves and produces distinct purple-white veined flowers. Following pollination, the plant develops prominent, bright purple, berry-like seed pods. It is restricted to high humidity, high-altitude volcanic ridges across Sumatra and Java. Tropical cloud forests are among the rarest ecosystems on Earth, accounting for less than 0.5% of the global land mass. Despite this incredibly small footprint, their ecological value is disproportionate, harboring 15% of the world's known terrestrial species. Because these forests are geographically isolated on mountain peaks, they are islands of evolutionary specialization, containing massive concentrations of local endemics that exist nowhere else on the planet. Beyond hosting unique biodiversity, cloud forests are vital hydrological engines. Operating as giant atmospheric sponges, they utilize the dense architecture of their mosses, ferns, and canopy epiphytes to trap water vapor directly from passing fog and cloud banks. This process, known as horizontal precipitation, strips moisture from the air and channels it steadily downward into major river systems. This mechanism provides freshwater security and regulates downstream watersheds that millions of people depend on for survival. However, the future of these habitats is deeply uncertain in a warming world. As global temperatures rise, the critical condensation level where clouds physically form is moving higher up the mountainsides. For the plants and animals restricted to these high altitudes, this upward shift creates an ecological trap. Squeezed into smaller areas toward the summits, these specialized montane communities are running out of space, facing habitat contraction with nowhere left to climb as their environment literally vanishes into the sky.
Lah pangan kuwi kan.